I've had a season ticket since I was 4. My dad was a massive Villa fan. My family were all big Villa fans, so there was only one club that was going to be for me, and that was obviously Aston Villa.
He's a quiet boy. The perception is that he's not, that he's quite flash, he's not.
Forget about the haircuts, the shin pads and all that. He's a real nice person.
He's a top player. People look up to him. He's got a great knowledge of the game. He's Villa through and through.
No, I got myself into a little bit of bother. I was obviously in the papers for the wrong reasons. And, I just thought I was just a normal kid still. Just Jack, from Solihull, could do whatever I wanted, but obviously I couldn't, Looking back on all of that now, I would not change any of it. I think everything that's happened has made me who I am today, and I've had mistakes in the past, and I feel like I've learned from every single one of them.
I was like everybody else before I came into the football club. You see the pictures of him when he was 18 years old, thrust into the limelight at Aston Villa. Not great headlines for him, but exactly the opposite to what I've found since I've come into the football club. He's been one of the most talented players I've ever worked with.
I played with Jack when I signed for Villa. He was a young lad coming into the side. He was certainly one of the most exciting young players I'd seen for a long time.
Watched Jack Grealish play for Aston Villa under 18s when I was heading up the development at Tottenham. A player with such ability. He was playing up a group, such audacity, confidence in his ability.
I had managers that were brilliant for me, the likes of Tim Sherwood. Even Paul Lambert was actually good for me. Treated me, because I was a young kid at the time, probably, like it says in the papers, for the wrong reasons, but I take all of that on the chin, and it's made me who I am today. I was injured at the start of the season, and then I come back from injury, and then I obviously scored then against Leicester. It looked like a good season, to be honest, at the start. Looking back on it now, it couldn't have gone any worse. And then we had Remy Gardner come in, who I did not get on with one bit. And obviously it was tough, for me, like as a Villa fan and as a player.
When you step onto the pitch, you take everyone in that stadium on your back and you feel responsible. And I feel like he's done that. I love the fact that they really admire and love Jack as their hero, do you know what I mean? Because he's a local boy. And there ain't enough of that in the game anymore.
He's such a bright footballer. His footballing IQ is Mensa. If you ask me for a comparison, it'll be Paul Gascoigne. But Jack would have to realise he's got a long way to go.
We're seeing a Jack Grealish now at 24 that's emerging as one of the top attacking midfielders in the country. He's like a throwback player from the 80s and 90s, like that kind of maverick. For him not to have played for England yet, I think it's criminal.
He's the shining light with the academy at the moment, so there's an enormous amount of pressure, and I only added to it by giving him the captain's armband, but he's the sort that thrives on that, and I'm sure an England call-up is not far away as well.
Obviously to play for England would be an absolute pleasure. All you ever want to do is play for Aston Villa's first team, and now I'm there. All I want to do now is play for England. But I've just got to keep scoring goals, keep getting assists and doing my talking on the pitch, and hopefully come March, I'll be in with a shout.